Hey there. Make sure this thing is on. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing one,
I'm
two.
not sure.
What?
I don't know if it's on.
It's on? It's on? Hey guys. Tony Stewart, also known as Blessed Brother here.
Angie Stewart, known as Blessed Sister.
And I am so excited to be able to share this with you. I'll tell you what, it wasn't really by design, but it turns out that really just some different facets of focus came up out of the discussion about this multiple streams of income book. So tonight's topic is
What you need to know about where to get your information.
what you need to know about where you get your information. And I tell you what, this is so critical and so important because we live in an age where it's very easy to have an audience with different people. And I want to tell you a quick story. Just this morning, I sat and I jumped on the good old YouTube and I did a search on intermittent fasting, something that I have had some friends tell me about and had some great results with it. And I kind of wanted to do my own research and then trying to get involved with that and learn more about that and how it works. So I came up with the top 2 videos based on the search criteria I put into YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And when I put those 2 in there, 2 videos came up, one by a lady and one by a man. So I watched both of them. And wouldn't you know that once you got past what the definition of intermittent fasting was, they both had 2 different approaches as to what you should and shouldn't do in terms of intermittent fasting.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds me, and it makes me think of the fact that there are so many people out there with disparate ideas on practically any subject. So one of the things you're going to need to do is you focus forward as you decide to get some new distinctions. You know, you got to find mentors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got to find mentors because I heard this morning that investing in a mentor is a way of paying cash to reduce time.
Mm.
Paying for a mentor is a way of paying cash to reduce time. Why? Because it gives you access to someone who has experience that you can learn from, and you can get that experience in a condensed manner instead of having to go through the process of experiencing it yourself, right?
Sounds like wisdom to me.
It's wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are not willing to invest in mentorship, but you and I both know that that's something that we find very valuable.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the key is you need to, number one, as Tony Robbins says, success leaves clues.
Mm-hmm.
Success leaves clues. So you have to find someone that you want to model. And then once you find a person that you want to model, you want to dig into what's made them successful. Get those clues. And then if you get information from any other source, this is just a mindset shift for you. If you get any information from any other source, line it up to the person you've chosen to follow. My pastor has said something very controversial in church. And he said something that I agreed with, but not Angie had a hard time with it at first, I think. And he said about Christian music.
Oh.
And he talked about turning on a Christian radio station and listening to the music on there, and the fact that not every song on Christian radio is scripturally correct.
Nor good.
So they'll have some stuff on there, and I'm not going to disparage any particular song in particular, although one does come to mind. But it's a very popular song. You hear it on Christian radio, and it's absolutely wrong. So you have to, again, get discernment and determine who you're going to follow.
Yeah.
You can't even turn on, talk about negative input and so forth and so on, and CNN stands for constant negative news, and you can't trust this, you can't trust that. Listen, you can't even turn on a Christian TV station and just let it play without knowing that those ministers that you are aligned with, these other ministers are aligned with them, because you can get some bad information, or worse yet, you can get conflicting information. And when you get conflicting information, it messes with your faith. It messes with your ability to apply what you're learning from your primary source of information. So this is kind of a deep subject, but I really want you to be careful who you listen to, who you get your information from, because just like focus and action is so important, so is focus and input. Let me say it again. Just like focus and action is important, so is focus in what you allow in, your input. Because if you get conflicting information, well, it confuses you. And a confused mind always stays stagnant. All right? You got some scripture that talks about discernment, which is the key here.
Yes, one in particular in 1 John chapter 4. It is the first verse, and I will read it to you in the Message translation.
Okay.
My dear friends, don't believe everything you hear. Carefully weigh and examine what people tell you. Not everyone who talks about God comes from God. There are a lot of lying preachers loose in the world.
Wow. He just called out preachers, huh?
Yeah, he sure did.
Wow. So that just goes to tell you, you gotta be careful about this. And I really want you to understand that. I think there's great value. If you wanted to be a world-class drummer, there's definitely people that you could learn from in drumming, you know? But, you know, one drummer may tell you to hold your sticks like this. Another one, because of their own background, may tell you to hold the sticks like that. And because you listen to the wrong person, it stunts your growth as a musician. That's just one example of many. I think you see my point. So focus in on your activity. Focus in on your goal, but also be very cognizant and be very discerning in terms of where you get your information from. And I believe it will help you get that information, implement it effectively, and get to your goals and dreams. So,
well, then how will they know what's right and what's wrong?
Yeah. So again, it goes back to my earlier point. Success leaves clues. Look for the person. And I should have had you have this scripture ready about the fruit. You know, a tree is known by its fruit. Okay. So check the fruit on the tree. Are they living the lifestyle you want to live in that particular area? You may find that someone is a good person to follow in terms of business success, but maybe not in terms of personal success. You may find someone's a great example of how to be a great family person, but not necessarily the best example on how to deal with money. Okay? So know what you're looking for that mentor to give you. Okay? That's number one. And make sure that what they offer you is real. Okay? And once you find that mentor, find out what's made them successful. Invest. And I want to say invest. I'm not saying you have to hire them. I have one of my mentors who paid another mentor of mine over $100,000 for 4 sessions. Okay? You don't have to do that to invest in a mentor. Okay? It can be an investment in getting all the material from someone, you know, and doing a deep dive on all the Kindle books they have. You know, it can be investing in a seminar that they're doing and going there and learning from them and knowing that if you go to their seminar, if they have people who are also there, chances are it aligns with what that person believes and thinks as well. We just saw a conference on television, okay? A spiritual conference on television. And it was given by one gentleman, but he had probably 5, 6 other ministers on in the whole conference, if you will. And every one of those ministers, even though they had different backgrounds, different gender, but they were all aligned. So the information you could take from multiple people, you could take it because it wasn't conflicting. That's so important.
It is.
So is that helpful?
Yes.
All right. So who brought this video to you today?
BlessedBrother.com.
BlessedBrother.com.
Leave some comments. Let us know if that was helpful for you.
Yeah.
If you have any more questions about it.
And share it. Definitely share it. So anyway, have a blessed day. And we'll talk to you tomorrow.
See you next time.